Thank you, everyone. Yes, as you probably gather, I was one of the first ones to get an NDIS package, so I've had my second training done. The first one was a little bit daunting at first because even for me, who's quite articulate, with the language that they used when we had to fill out the forms, they didn't simplify it, like goals and aspirations. To me, I'm thinking, what are my goals? I mean, you know, I'm X amount of years old, I've been married, I've got kids, so I really couldn't think. I had very little funding prior to this because I was on the waiting list for DHS, Department of Human Services, so I only had a very small amount of hours. So having an NDIS package meant now I've got the hours I needed, so I could live my life the way I wanted. I guess what I really wanted was a lot more social interaction, where, when I say social interaction, I'm sorry, I'm always out, but I wanted someone to help me do craft markets. I wanted to go swimming with a few more hours that I had. So it was, the first year I think I got about 31 hours, which was ample, actually too much. So the second time I went in, they did cut my hours down. Now, yes, I could have complained and carried on, but I'm still got hours up my sleeve because I am a very social person, so I'm not very much home. So it was good. Since then, I've got a double bed through the NDIS because I've got aids and equipment, of course. My shoes, after waiting 3 years to get a pair, which now I get a pair every year, so that's good. What else am I thinking of? I've got all these things written down because before I was just juggling hours all the time, and I sort of got to the stage where, do I have a shower, get my washing pegged out? And that's what it was like for me. So now that I've got my plan, I can have both. And always say I can always have the cake and the coffee to go with it, or the coffee and the cake, whatever the way you want to be. I feel now I'm in control of my hours as well because I do have a plan management scheme that sits outside the NDIS. So now I get the invoices that come to me and I like to check them to make sure that, because I've got 2 providers now, just to see whether I'm getting charged for the right amount, which for me it sort of makes me feel like I'm in control. And I have been interstate a few times, so now my actual package will go interstate with me. So if I need care in Queensland or Sydney or South Australia, I can get care wherever I like, and the NDIS pay for it. So for me, it's been great. I'm one of the happy customers, I guess, because I know there's a few little hiccups. Yes, and I understand there's still between what is medical and what is NDIS, there's still that problem because what I used to get prior, I don't get everything now. But that's the way it is. I guess outweighing the scales now I used to pay for home care, that is now under the NDIS, so I don't have to pay for that anymore. So I guess if you look on a balance of scales, I'm still better off than what I was prior to the NDIS. And as I said, I didn't have an individual support package. With the forms I found when I first did them, it was really daunting because, as I said, about the language, but I also took an advocate with me, and I always suggest anybody who goes for their first plan, take an advocate, close friend, or even a carer, because even for me, I forgot things. Because you do everything day to day, well, I did write everything down, but there's still some things I missed out until I went back to review it. Because also, it's not set in concrete. If you do miss out something, all you have to do is ring up your local area coordinator, and they will, if they think it's reasonably necessary, they will put in your plan again, because I had to do that myself. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say, really. I'm just quite happy. Yeah, because I've got the care that I want to do.